coming down like a big dog, man. I don't know, man. This is crazy, man. Woo! It is really coming down, y'all. I don't know if I could be able to focus on this live stream. It's almost like as soon as I started the stream, damn near, it fucking just started coming down like a big dog, man. Shit is crazy. Anyway, yeah. Now this is better. This is like 50% better than it was just a few seconds ago, y'all. Anyway, it is Monday, July 18th, 2022. Welcome, Freedom Marchers, to Freedom's March. And I am Snapzilla Gorilla. And, you know, I haven't done a live stream or a video in a long time. It's been a minute. It's just so much shit going on that it's like almost, it almost makes me wonder if I should even report on the shit, because, I mean, almost feel like all this shit is just orchestrated so that people can just talk about all this shit and just be distracted by what's really going on. Like this mass situation, well, the potential mass situation in Indiana, where a good Samaritan stopped somebody from shooting a whole bunch of people. You know, I think 3 lives were taken, but many more people would have died if it wasn't for this individual who was carrying this firearm to put the motherfucker down. And it should be that simple, right? It should be, well, a bad guy was intent on killing a bunch of people with his firearm, and a good guy was intent on stopping him, and that's what he did. You would think that would be as simple as things get, but no, it can't be that simple. It has to be, oh, well, he wasn't supposed to be carrying in the super mall. The mall said they could, you know, the mall this, the mall that. You have people saying, oh, well, if there weren't any guns to begin with, he wouldn't have to stop somebody with a gun. It's that stupid shit that I feel like people are acting as though they're that stupid on purpose. You can't be that stupid to think that if you get rid of all the guns, which you can't do, right? You can't do it. You can't get rid of all the guns, and you can't get rid of the means to create guns. Look at what the guy in Japan did, right? He killed the former Japanese prime minister with a homemade gun. So this whole idea of, you know, being able to, you know, taking all the guns away and banning guns is just stupid, right? You know, you got all these gun control laws that they're trying to push. They're trying to push this assault weapons ban, which would pretty much, it would ban every damn near every rifle, right? It's stupid. What is that doing? And here's the stupid part about that, right? Here's the stupid part about that. I think it's 1808 or something, HR 18 something, I forgot. Here's the stupid thing about that. there's a grandfather clause in the bill. So any of those weapons that were possessed by an individual before that law comes into play, people can have that. You know what I'm saying? So any firearm you own that would be banned by this bill, as long as you owned it before you had the bill, or before the bill became law, you could keep that, right? And then you had to prove somehow that it was bought before that, but it's just dumb. It's dumb because you're not doing anything. All you're doing is, let's say the bill goes through the House, which it will. It'll go past through the House, and it goes to the Senate. If there's any indication that the Senate is going to pass this bill, what are people going to do? They're going to go out and buy up all the guns. They're going to buy all the guns they could ever dream possible. They will go broke buying guns that are on that list, right? There's a huge list of AR-15s, a huge list of AK-47s, short barrel rifles, all that type of shit. All those type of weapons, they're just going to go buy that shit, right? They're going to go buy all that shit up. And then when the law passes, right? So let's say it goes through the Senate. It still has to go in front of the fucking president. So that period of time between when the Senate signs it, or the Senate passes the law, and it goes in front of the president's desk, people are going to, the sales is going to surge, right? I mean, you're going to crash websites. You're going to have lines going around the corner. You know what I'm saying? They will not be able to keep up with demand. They will not be able to keep up with demand. And these politicians, they have to know that. These politicians that call themselves being, these anti-2A politicians, you would think they know that, right? You would think they'd have a level of intelligence that would tell them, yo, if this bill gets any steam, all they're going to do is buy up all the firearms that they can get their hands on, just like they did in Canada. But they try to tell us, or they try to tell so-called pro-2A politicians, right? So-called pro-2A politicians that they're just enriching, gun manufacturers. No. You know who enriches gun manufacturers? Gun grabbers. That's who enriches gun manufacturers. That's why the NRA exists in the first place. The NRA, the GOA. If it wasn't for anti-2A politicians coming for our guns, we would not have a need for any of these groups. We would not have a need for it. I mean, we could have them. We could have them we could have these groups in place just in case somebody did try to go after the guns. But there would not be such a huge need for any of this if it wasn't for anti-2A politicians, right? Banning cosmetic features of a firearm. It's just mad retarded, and I don't understand. I don't even know, man. I don't even know what to do anymore other than just live my life. I come on here and I give you guys information. I give you my 2 cents. I give you my opinion. I tell you how I feel about certain shit. But it's like, I really think we're living in idiocracy right now. I really do. Idiocracy / Don't Look Up, right? Y'all know that Netflix movie. People are so fucking stupid, right? The level of stupidity out there in the world today. Like that woman, right? Like that so-called law professor that was in front of the Senate or whatever, asking questions and answering questions about abortion. She's sitting up here talking about Senator Hawley asking, yo, do you mean by those who are capable of giving birth, are you talking about women or what? And she just goes into this stupid retarded tirade about some cisgender women have a capacity to give birth and some cisgender women don't have the capacity, and then you got the trans women, trans men, and all this other shit. Like, no, motherfucker, women. It's simple. They try to twist and convolute every goddamn thing. Just like with this Indiana shooting. It's pretty cut and dry. And it perfectly encapsulates why we need our right to keep and bear arms. Why we have it in the first place. Not that the government gave it to us, right? Not that the Constitution gave it to us. It's there for a reason. The so-called founding fathers, they understood, look, there are firearms out there in the world. Tyrannical, governments have firearms. Matriarchies have firearms. All these rulers have firearms. And in order to protect our freedoms, we need bars, right? We need some of that. It's simple. And they understood that there would be advancements in the development of weaponry. It was well understood. They didn't write the Second Amendment to grant people the right to keep and bear arms, right? It was recognized, right? It was something that's understood. You can't fuck with this. But yet and still, they always try to find ways to fuck with it. Despite the Bruin decision, you got New York violating the Bruin decision. You got California violating the Bruin decision. You got Congress right now trying to violate the Bruin decision, right? And who's doing anything about it? So what? They're going to pass these laws, and then we're going to sue them in court, and then maybe in a few months to a year, we can have our rights back when it goes back in front of the Supreme Court, or when the circuit court shoots down the law and calls it unconstitutional based on precedent with the Bruin case. You see all the bullshit, all the red tape, just for somebody like the person in Indiana to do what he was able to do all over the country because, Indiana is constitutional carry. And this is my problem with the Bruin decision. Did you know the Bruin decision could have effectively made the entire country constitutional carry if they did it right. Clarence Thomas, he kind of did it right. He kind of said, hey, this is unconstitutional. You can't have this, right? The test is history and tradition and text based on the Second Amendment of the Constitution. And we know what that says, shall not be infringed. And there's no history and tradition of preventing people from concealed carrying out in public. Right? There's no history of that. This is some shit that happened 50-something years ago. There's no history and tradition in saying, no, you can't conceal carry. There's no history and tradition in that. Yes, there are certain sensitive places that they don't want you to have it in. But even in those sensitive places, all you're doing is making those sensitive places by saying that you can't carry in these sensitive places. You're saying you're creating soft targets of these so-called sensitive places. Sensitive places should be where the people are most heavily armed. If it's a sensitive place, it should be heavily armed. I'll give you an analog to that, right? So let's say you're in the military, right? You're in the military and you have certain areas on base or something, or a military installation that is considered a sensitive area. That sensitive area on that military base is going to be heavily guarded by heavily armed individuals. And you're going to have a lot of security protocol. You're going to have security cameras, motion sensors. You're going to have x-ray cameras. You're going to have all type of shit. You're going to have redundant security measures in those sensitive areas on military installations. So to me, a sensitive area needs to be more heavily guarded and heavily armed. Not just by police officers and armed security guards, but by the people working in those areas. You know, yeah, I know, I'm a teacher. I didn't sign up to be no guard, no armed person. Well, guess what? The reality is, you don't have to be trained, or your profession doesn't have to be that. You don't have to be a professional security guard or professional police officer to want to protect the children that are in your charge. When those children go into your classroom, you are essentially their protector, right? Just like when my kids become parent, right? When I became a parent, I didn't sign up to be an armed security guard. I didn't sign up to become an armed cop. But I don't have to. Look, as a teacher, if you give a hot damn about those kids in your classroom, then you should be more than happy to carry a firearm, because you understand that that people might target children. You know what I'm saying? You know, I would never send my children to a school where they got weak ass, soft ass teachers that don't want to protect them by any means necessary. Fuck that. That's why I homeschool my kids. Excuse me. Learn how to defend themselves. Right? If they're at home, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to empower my children. I empower my wife. I empower myself. That's what it is. If you're a teacher, you should want to be armed while you're in your classroom. You're not going to have an armed guard in every classroom. I mean, you could, but who has the budget for that, right? The school might not have the budget for that. The school district might not have the budget for that. So guess who that armed individual needs to be? It needs to be you, because those children in your fucking classroom, shut the fuck up, suck it up, go train, and carry a goddamn firearm in that classroom, and make sure your head's right when you do it. You understand what I'm saying? Or we can do like they do in Russia, where and they go through firearms training. The children go through firearms training. I wonder how many mass shootings there are in Russia, in schools. Probably not very many. Oh, the mall had a no firearm policy. Well, good thing that Good Samaritan ignored that shit, because guess what? That criminal, that shooter, he damn sure ignored it. He didn't give a fuck. So thank God that Good Samaritan said, fuck that, I'm carrying my shit anyway. And look what happened. He saved lives. And he's not going to get fucking charged with anything. The mayor said that he saved lives. He stopped the mass shooting. It is what it is. So that should put some peace of mind. That should give you some peace of mind. If you're like, yeah, is the mall a private? Is it a private property? Yeah, it is. It is, but you can think of it like this. Yes, the mall is private property, but the shooter ignored your policy and went in there and commenced to shoot motherfuckers. It could have been a lot more people dead if it wasn't for that Good Samaritan that ignored your policy as well. And I'm thinking, if you want to make your private business a gun-free zone, then you better have a level of security that can make up for me not being able to defend myself. And if you can't, and if you don't, well, maybe I can sue your monkey ass. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Just like they're trying to sue gun manufacturers they're allowing people to sue gun manufacturers in California, gun store owners in California. Let me tell y'all something. Get the fuck out of California. If you're in California, get the fuck out of California. Get the fuck out of New York. Get the fuck out of these places. Get the fuck out of New Jersey. You understand? Because if you don't, they are effectively trying to destroy the firearms industry. They're effectively destroying and eradicating our right to keep and bear arms in California for a reason. Understand that. California is the testing ground for socialist communist bullshit. California is the testing ground for a level of tyranny that the likes of which you have never seen. Get the fuck out of California. Don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't warn you. Get out of California, because they are doing all this for a reason, and it's not a good reason. It's not an altruistic reason. They don't care about saving lives, right? They're like, fuck a life. What's a life? What's a life of an individual compared to the level of power that I can achieve by putting the screws to my constituents? They don't care about your rights. They don't care about your life. They don't care about your safety. All they care about is maintaining a level of power that they hunger for. And I'm talking about the Pelosi mob. You understand what I'm saying? The Pelosi mob that, Gavin Newsom, her husband, all these people. The California Mafia. Get the fuck out of California if you know what's good for you. Yeah, Arnold, we used to call, my mom used to call Arnold Schwarzenegger, Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was funny. What? Oh, in Michigan, you can open carry in Michigan? What about concealed carry? Because I prefer the concealed carry. You don't allow guns in a specific area. You better be able to guarantee everyone's safety. Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a governor. Arnold Schwarzenegger's rights. I was born in California in 1973. In 1985, I moved to Kentucky. Constitutional carry, only way to go. Thankful to be there. That's what's up. That's what's up. So like I said, man, get the hell out of California if you live in California. That's the best thing you can do right now. Yep, I moved out of Cali. I now live in South Carolina. I moved out of California in January, and I ain't looked back. I don't miss it. And I'm happy. I bought a house. Just bought a house out here. You know what I'm saying? Sitting on about, I want to say, almost half an acre. It's not the land it's not the amount of land I wanted, but I figure I'd start there. Oh, yeah. You tired of water stress? Yeah. I'm telling you, get out of there. SE is nice. That's what's up. But I'm at home. Let me get up in here. I'm still in the process of moving into the new house. Where are you moving to? Oh, hey, Deuce. Thanks, Frank. Still in the process of moving. Oh, man. North Carolina. North Carolina is nice as well. Family had an shout out to that man. Y'all need to support this. Man. They shouldn't have to worry about nothing for the rest of their life, man. Peace.